Smite, Battleground of the Gods. And bullshit. Okay, so you know how all of my other fair reviews have been decidedly objective, as I only had a light dip in the pond of content they offered? Well, that is kind of impossible with Smite. I've been playing the game for over 4 years and have a very well-documented love-hate relationship with it. That relationship is actually why this video has taken so long. The amount of dead scripts in my folder for Smite is no longer a one-handed counting session. It is incredibly hard to talk about this game with anything other than a subjective bias, so fuck it. I'm gonna tell you why Smite is a fantastic game and a truly great representative of the MOBA genre. In this video. And then I'm gonna tear out a new asshole in the next one. All good? Let's get started with the goodness. Good shit number one. The first thing anybody is going to notice about Smite when compared to its MOBA competitors is the visual style and the POV shift. Two things. Smite, as a fully rendered 3D game, looks fucking good. I am constantly noticing unique little touches and flourishes in the maps and characters. It is very clear that the devs over at Hi-Rez have put graphical design front and center in this game. In an effort to showcase that hard work, they told the top-down view of League of Legends and Dota to go jump off a cliff. Smite is presented in an over-the-shoulder third-person view that gives players a good look at their surroundings and the ability to focus on the other part of the visual style that Hi-Rez has taken a keen interest in. The character skins. Obviously. What did you think I was talking about? Smite, being a free-to-play game, means that the company has to make money somehow. In the modern era, the best way to do that is with microtransactions for character textures. In order to get people to buy into that formula, you have to make the character skins worth the price and have to decide on how you will make them appeal to your player base. Well, Hi-Rez knows its player base. It's a bunch of sweaty nerds. How do you appeal to them? Just like that. It is no secret that sex sells, and Hi-Rez is running the metaphorical brothel over here. Maybe it's more of a strip club. Admittedly, they do release a number of non-overly sexualized skins for characters, but I would say the ratio is leaning in one direction. As for the implementation of these skins and the cost of them, gems are way overpriced. But they do give you $50 a week for playing, which can actually add up to a free epic skin every few months, or you can save them and wait for the next event drop. The big events happen about 2 times a year by my count, but they do have many limited time only events every other month that roll out a bunch of new skins to have your favorite characters rocking. Unless it's Vamana. His skins suck. Good shit number two. The other big thing that sets Smite apart from other MOBAs is the variation of gameplay. With Dota and many other non-famous MOBAs, you are going to see one map and one map only. With League of Legends, they have a quartet of maps with the same basic goal at heart. Then there is Smite, with its much more impressive 6 game maps. The reason that this is important is that it keeps us filthy casuals from getting bored playing the same exact match over and over and over and over, and you get the point. Each map/mode, with one exception, offers the same core mechanic of take the lane by destroying the towers and killing the Titan. But they go about it in a different way. Most maps introduce a variant of that mechanic, either with the Bull Demon to temporarily disable a tower in Joust, or the Juggernauts in Siege that are critical to pushing, or with the... I guess that's all for those. Moving on. In Assault, the unique gimmick is that your god is randomly selected, and you can't run home like a bitch. Clash doesn't really have a new mechanic anymore. It just mushes the lanes close together in order to instigate conflict faster and more often by also putting a jungle buff right in between them. The two centerpiece game modes of Smite are Conquest, which is the exact type of game you will find in any MOBA that considers itself competitive, meaning 3 lanes, several towers, and 1 ultimate goal. Massive jungle implied. And then there's Arena. Arena is Smite's bread and butter, as it was the first game, as far as I know, to literally include a team deathmatch game mode intentionally, and is undeniably the most played game mode in Smite. It's a fun and more casual setting to test out new characters and strategies, and it has no towers. So the main objective is just kill everyone by asserting your dominance. Good shit number 3. Now that I've actually talked about the broad mechanics and the visual assets, let's talk about the actual gameplay of Smite. Now, admittedly, the game is quite simple with its controls on the surface level, but there are a bunch of overlapping functions and a dozen things readily open on your HUD at all times, so it can be a lot to keep track of. Until you are ready for that level of responsibility, the game will automatically buy items for you and level up your abilities, which is great for beginners. Items fall into mostly one of 4 categories: physical power, magical power, defense, and utility. These are not perfectly even or defined thanks to the inclusion of the gem one. Yeah, this thing. You know, it's got the Fail Not, the Erendite, the Staff of Thing, and the Shield. Everything else will fall into one of those 4 categories. This is where Smite's gameplay gets interesting, as building your character is the most important part of the game, next to the god you pick. The items are reasonably balanced now and often allow for the accommodation of a lot of playstyles. I have to include the now in that statement, as I was around for the dark ages of the Golden Bow. We don't like to talk about it. As for the playstyle accommodations, you want to obliterate everything in 1 or 2 hits? Glass cannon builds are available. Like being a well-rounded and good teammate? Grab a cloak, a shield, your favorite pointing object, and some boots, and go nuts. Want to stand there and laugh at your enemies while they swing at you with the ferocity of a baby kitten? Be a tank. The other big half of your playstyle is going to be determined by which of the 110 gods you decide to play. And yes, that number is terrifyingly correct. You have a lot of gods to pick from here. The gods are divided into 5 classes: mages, guardians, warriors, hunters, and assassins. Traditionally, warriors and guardians are supposed to be defensive classes, but Hi-Rez thought it would be fun if a couple of them hit harder than their naturally squishy counterparts. This means that you are almost never at a true disadvantage based on character pick. Right? Oh, I see. Apparently the rest of that is locked behind part 2, so I guess you'll have to wait until later in the week to see how I really feel about the gods of Smite. Before I go today, I just want to say thank you to the handful of new subscribers that have joined my obedient masses, and as a whole, thank you to anyone and everyone that checked out the Paladin's Leanne montage. Seeing that kind of engagement is a welcome relief these days and makes it much easier to do these videos. More Paladins, interesting enough also a Hi-Rez game, is on the way, and before I forget, please come check out our weekly live streams. I wanted to do it on Fridays consistently, but for the next few weeks the exact day and time is going to vary. So keep an eye on the channel for when I announce the stream, or go follow me on Twitter at ncgamer69. And feel free to leave me comments, share these videos, or even just leave a like. Alright, see you for part 2 later this week.